Taylor Swift released her re-recorded Red album on the 12th, featuring 9 new songs from the vault that didn't make the original album, featuring another new song from Ed Sheeran, as well as Chris Stapleton and Phoebe Bridgers. Taylor managed to break 2 Spotify records with this album release, as she was the most streamed female in a day on Spotify, as well as the most streamed album by a female. Our entertainment reporter Kira is here with more. So, tell me how you felt about the album.
I thought the album was great, especially the 9 new songs with the 10-minute version of All Too Well. The sound of her music has definitely matured over time, and you can hear that in her voice as she's gotten older. I mean, of course, Fearless was released in April, and although you could hear that she had gotten older, it still had the country twang, whereas now doesn't really have it at all. Fans did notice that the album has moved from being a country album, which is what the original album has been listed as, but now it's listed as a pop album, and I do definitely think it's due to the sound of her voice changing.
Yeah, she's absolutely lost that sort of girlish country twang, which I think will be interesting when she goes back to re-recording older music.
Especially like her debut album, because that just screams country, so I'm really interested to see how that gets portrayed now.
That's the thing with Taylor Swift though, she is re-recording all of her old music, because the fact is that so many artists don't actually own the songs that they write, do they? And I think she's a really good example for taking back the reins.
She is, yeah, and she did announce that like every song that has Taylor's version written next to it is owned by her, and not many artists can say that they actually have those kind of rights. So that is incredible, yes.
And we can't talk about the album without talking about the short film that they released.
Of course, yeah, she wrote and directed it, didn't she? And every little detail she paid great attention to, even to the age of what the actors and actresses that she used. So like Sadie Sink is only 19 years old, and that's because Taylor was so young in the relationship that she's portraying, whereas Dylan O'Brien, who's playing the love interest, is 30. And so it's to make us feel sort of almost uncomfortable, so we can see what it was like for her, because obviously, you know, we all know her from Stranger Things, playing a child, and so it's incredible to see how her mind works and how that's really been shown.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of relationship is very normalised, but the fact is that she was very young, dating some people who should have known better, let's be honest.
And that's the point of the song. It really does, it shows her heartbreak, and that's what people can relate to. In the sound of her voice, the pain that you hear, all the new lyrics that we've got to hear and love, because the song really just has been lengthened massively.
Yeah,
it was a long song originally, but now it's a film. It's a short film. Yeah.
And she released a new video last night, didn't she?
She did, directed by Blake Lively. That was the song that she's got with Chris Stapleton. So that was, I personally think that was really good as well, to see how she's also using other women in the industry to help do it, and not just her typical man's job. Never get a man to do anything.
Brilliant. Thanks, Kira.